Teachers and students at the Ruby La Vega Primary School are more relieved after repairs were made to classrooms that had damaged roofs. On Monday, I visited the school during a shower of rain to attest to the teachers' satisfaction with the progress. Temporary repairs were executed in the past, but due to weather and other unforeseen circumstances, these repairs had to be addressed again. The alert was raised to my cabinet by the Y2 president, Mrs. Claire Elshot. Following Hurricane Irma, public school buildings underwent phase 1 of the reconstruction plan, where quick fixes were done to get schools to an operational level. In phase 2, subsidized schools received funding for their repairs while the bidding process began for public schools. Large expenditure of public funds must undergo a process of public bidding, after which repairs and reconstruction can begin. Public school buildings are being prepared for the general reconstruction phase according to the governing program 2018-2022, where buildings will be made hurricane resilient. Discussions are also ongoing for funding from the World Bank. In last week's press briefing, a question was posed concerning the Prince Willem Alexander School. So here's the most recent update. In regards to the reconstruction of the new Prince Willem Alexander School, this project was already in process before the 2017 hurricane season. Due to budget constraints, the entire project for the construction of the new Prince Willem Alexander School was divided into 6 phases. Phase 1 entailed the construction of 8 classrooms with the installation of solar panels. This phase actually began in January 2017 with 1, asbestos removal. Initially, due to the presence of asbestos within certain elements of the school, this had to be removed by a third-party company before any demolition or construction could take place. 2, demolition of the existing structure and filling of existing septic seepage pit. And 3, construction of 8 classrooms and a small play area. The construction of the 8 classrooms was expected to be completed by the 3rd quarter of 2017. However, the project encountered several delays such as high groundwater level, unforeseen issues on site, and the passing of Hurricanes Irma and Maria. The latter caused the project to be greatly delayed due to damage caused on site and lack of availability of personnel. The project was officially restarted yesterday with an expected delivery date for phase 1 by July 2019.
Connecting you.
GEBE has been faithfully serving the communities of St. Martin, powering your home and our economy. Come rain or shine, our qualified team of professionals are working hard 24 hours a day to provide you and your family with safe, reliable electricity and water. We use the latest technologies and test our products daily to maintain the highest international standards. Our friendly staff is always there to assist you, whether in person, over the phone, or online. We are committed to constantly improving our products and services, making them more efficient, effective, and environmentally friendly to serve you better today and our next generation of clients tomorrow. GEBE, powering a brighter future.
Our friend Megawati is here with tips to save you energy. 1. Turn your airco temperature up. 2. Use a ceiling fan instead. 3. Buy energy-saving products. Save some green with NVGEBE.
First of all, the buildings that we have presently, they're not able to withstand no kind of hurricane again. Especially the one I live in, because I scared again. I was scared during the storm, hurricane, and I'm scared again because we another year now, and we don't know what we're getting. So I don't know where we're gonna run if something like that is coming again. So, because I don't know my daughter's house could take it again either, so you have to be prepared for moving some other place, so where, we don't know yet. Well, to tell you the truth, we get so much promises. Up to now, we haven't got a matchstick. So what are you going to build stronger with? You see? You can't afford to build, buy your materials, and they promise you no one has bring anything for us yet.
Does it make it much?
Because if you have an idea and a plan, if you don't have the materials, you can't do anything. You see? But I advise anybody that can afford to build more stronger. Use the right material instead of using 2 steel, put 4. Understand? And the less galvanized you use, is better for you. But the way some people put on the galvanized with 2 nails, you can't withstand the winds. You see? So that's my advice to anybody that's going to build back.
What was your experience when through with the journey when the hurricane came?
Well, it was terrible, man, terrible. I had days, a lot of sleepless nights, even before, because we tried to tack up here and tack there, and even after hurricane, we go sleep 4 in the morning and you're up all night because, I mean, you're uncomfortable. So the less you lie down is like better for you because you can't lie down the whole night uncomfortable in a chair because you get in the wet still, your mattress wet, you're in a couch, so you stay outside most of the night. And then another thing again, where I live there, a big piece of the concrete came down, mashed up my stove, so I had to be outside cooking on wood. So you know what it is. So we went through some terrible times, even worse than Louis. We thought Louis was a giant, but Irma, well, they were dramatized. For the experience they had there, they were trembling for days. It was something that, okay, they went through Gonzalo, but Gonzalo was just knocking off the leaves out of the trees. It didn't do much, you know. But Irma did a lot of damage. Mashed up my daughter's vehicle, mashed up my own, my son-in-law. So, tear up my house roof, messed up a lot of things. A lot of clothes, the mattresses, and so right down my roof, it just set back on like in a convertible car. Put it back down like that, we got blocks on it. So another hurricane is like another convertible. But right now, I have a lot of plans in my head, but there's no funds to execute it. It don't have the funds. And all who promise, they haven't bring a mastic up to now. So things say you could put down pieces of zinc back in your house or shrinking the structures that are there. No one bring anything. Everybody promise. What I find strange, I stand on my gate, the Red Cross, they pass me, they even did it this morning. They pass, they go visit other people. They even say morning to me, they ask me nothing. They just look at my house. They even ask her, do you live in the house? You get damaged? What can we do for you? So I still had the face to go by them and ask them a few questions concerning aid or so. We have get no reply from them. So you just remain where it is. I was hoping for the God Almighty to make a way out.
So at this point, any rain that comes, any heavy rain comes,
We still getting wet.
the condition becomes worse.
Yeah.
How
Because
bad is that really?
it's bad, because it's an old structure already. And you can't just nail it because you nail a rotten wood. So that whole thing needs to be demolished. You see? Yeah. A lot of area leaking, so we have to continue like putting buckets, go on the roof, put a little, how you say, peel and seal here and there. But then we get a lot of chops on the roof. Things pass and chop here, chop there, so the roof is in a mess.
Hello, St. Martin. My name is Stephanie Medina, and I play football with the Walichi Women Soccer team. I have represented St. Martin in many different games. For example, the Dutch Caribbean Women's Soccer Cup. I played against Bonaire, Aruba, and Curacao right here in this stadium. Sports matter to me because it makes me happy, it keeps me fit and healthy, and it is very fun. So I asked the business community to take on this challenge and help us rebuild our facilities. And I also asked the community to nominate the local businesses in your area and take on the challenge and step up for sport. Why? Because sports matter. Check out the Department of Sport Facebook page for more information. Hashtag sports matter, hashtag are you in?
Hey ma, how you doing? You busy?
I hear, just paying some bills, taking care of business, you know what it is?
I know, you're doing your online banking.
I don't have to stand in those long lines to pay bills. I can transfer when I want. I can check my account wherever. It's like the bank open 24/7. I even here checking the statement right now as we're talking. How's Miami?
Well, that's why I'm calling. I'm finishing up a few songs now, but I'm afraid that studio time might be more than I thought. And I was wondering if I could get some help with some funds, and I could pay you back as soon as I get back to St. Martin.
Let me check my account. How much you need?
I think 500 should be enough.
I can transfer it to you while online. Direct from me to you. No problem.
Great. Thank you so much, Ma. I'll get online with Wib now.
Alright, darling. You know who you're for?
I need to know who you're for.
Contact WIB today for your complete personal online banking experience. Available for all mobile devices. The Windward Islands Bank, now your online banking partner in progress.
Who you're for.
The lack of timely receipt of approximately $104 million in the submitted insurance claim to Nagico, lack of liquidity, inability to access either local bank or capital markets, and reduced operating revenues, unquote. Madam Chair, this request is important to keep in mind. It was the airport that requested the government to explore financial assistance through the World Bank because of the disagreement with NAGICO and the inability of the airport to loan on the private market. The government's role and my role as Prime Minister has simply been to facilitate this request by urging the World Bank and the government of the Netherlands to help the airport with its reconstruction efforts. Madam Chair, at the time that the Council received the airport's request, it was uncertain what amount the airport would receive from NAGICO. Another unknown factor was the actual amount that the airport would require for the reconstruction of the terminal. A full project plan with a financial substantiation was not ready as yet. The requested $64 million was simply a first estimate on the additional funds that the airport would require for the reconstruction of the airport. Despite these uncertainties, the Council of Ministers decided that no time should be wasted to get the airport back up and running. The Council therefore unanimously agreed to submit the airport's request to the steering committee for decision-making. Madam Chair, the steering committee of the Trust Fund convened for the first time on June 12 of 2018 and again on July 14 of 2018. And during these first meetings, the airport's request for financial assistance was brought forward by St. Martin's representative in the steering committee, Mr. Marcel Gums. On the recommendation of Coalition, St. Martin's position in the steering committee was twofold. Firstly, the airport should receive the requested $64 million as a loan and not as a grant, to ensure the urgent reconstruction of the terminal. Secondly, as a guarantee that the money would be spent properly, St. Martin, represented by Mr. Gums and myself, offered to open up positions in the holding to the Netherlands. After extensive discussions, the steering committee agreed with St. Martin that the economic risk of delayed reconstruction due to the ongoing disagreement with NAGICO justified financial assistance from the trust fund, but only if there would be no other financing options available in the private or public sector. It was decided that the World Bank would work closely with the airport on a full project plan and explore additional financial options, including possible financing from the European Investment Bank and APS. The goal would be to limit the contribution of the trust fund to the reconstruction of the airport so that the relevant funds could be used for other important recovery projects.
It's been said that behind every door, possibility awaits. How much possibility depends on which door you open first. Every day, we help our customers discover the possibilities in their lives. It all starts with a conversation. Scotiabank. Discover what's possible.
1,
2,
3,
4. This is how common it is to develop a mental illness. 1 out of every 4.
4,
4.
But there is hope. Today, most mental illnesses can be managed and treated. Visit your general doctor if you feel concerned about your thoughts and behaviors or have some difficulty dealing with some of life's issues.
If you have been diagnosed and are suffering from a mental illness, keep in mind these 4 points to help you manage your mental health.
1. Get regular checkups with your general doctor.
2. Stay on your treatment plan to prevent relapses.
3. Find a strong support group in your family and friends.
And 4. Never be afraid to ask for help and look out for the warning signs of your illness.
Remember, you are not alone. We are as close as one.
2.
3.
4.
Learn about mental health illness by going to the Mental Health Foundation's website at www.mhf-sxm.com.
With an interest rate of 4.45%. The question would be, how much is government interest to the airport and how much is the interest to the European 50 million? Is government giving the airport the 50 million a grant, or is government only the interest of the other 50 million is 4.45%. Madam Chair, it's not clear. It's totally not clear what was presented here, because that is the crux in the details that was not presented here on the loan. Madam Chair, 64 million is needed for the reconstruction. Madam Chair, you know why we're in this position? In the presentation that was presented here to Parliament, the government forget to inform Parliament on how did we get here, what was requested by the airport from government in order to continue the loan arrangement that exists. What was the reason for the default? Was it the responsibility of our government taking too long to respond to the airport concerning the issue of a guaranteed letter of being guarantor to the fact? Madam Chair, it's a bit confusing. Madam Chair, I'm not here against the 100 million loan. Absolutely not. I always believe if there's a favorable loan, it's always the best way to go. But Madam Chair, a favorable loan with conditions that no one else is applying could never be a favorable loan. Conditions is conditions. And conditions like this, that one would have to change the structure of the company to facilitate the demands of a loan. One would have to hire Mike Alexander again, the constructor of the airport itself, in order to reconstruct the airport to facilitate another director to fit in to the structure that exists. Madam Chair, there's a lot of issues that is totally unclear of the total role of Mr. Mike Alexander, what he intends to do. It's either the government going to tell one of the directors who are there, step aside for 2 years, 6 months, 1 month, or Mr. Mike Alexander, who we know is a notary, is going to rearrange the structure of the company to make it 4 directors. Something is not correct, totally not correct. Madam Chair, how is it possible? How is it possible that when the airport got loans at the time of then former governor, 86 million, there was no conditions of reorganizing the airport structure. Then there was a refinancing by the bondholders. There was never no reconstruction of the airport to facilitate the bondholders on board the company. But you know, again, seemingly, Madam Chair, this government have become the government of giveaway. Everything, give it away. Give it away. Give it away. We gave away our border control. We gave away our finance control. We gave away our justice control. Now we giving away our airport control. What is next? Madam Chair, the Prime Minister came here and gave a nice presentation and tried to sell it that the private sector can't compete with what is being presented here today. Of course not. Of course not. If you put your country to your knees and don't react on time when you were supposed to react, and you waited until the country's at its knees, what do you expect? What do you expect? Madam Chair, we have people who sit in the executive branch, have no idea of negotiating, sitting down and running a business and running and taking care of the needs in their life and truly of anything.